Hey guys, it's Tina and I am back and I am here with another Get Ready With Me video featuring this deep smoky navy blue look with a little pop of glitter. I incorporated one of the new Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadows. This is one of the new shades that came out with the spring collection. It's the shade Into the Blue, so I popped a little bit of that onto my lid as well. I also tried to incorporate a bunch of other new products that I've been trying out, testing out, and I wanted to show them in action for you guys so you can see them at work as well. And there are a few new products that I haven't hauled yet, and they will be in an upcoming haul video, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to see this glittery smoky eye look, then stay tuned and I'll talk to you soon. Hey there guys, so by now you know the drill. We're starting off with a clean, freshly washed face, and I'm going in with my Skin Caviar Essence and Lotion from La Prairie, which is just going to help to lightly hydrate my skin without being overwhelming, because I do have oily skin and I can't overdo it on the moisture, even though it's the winter time and I still need a little bit of hydration to pep my skin up so it's not too dry or tight when I go outside into the bitter winter cold. Now we're gonna go ahead and fill in my brows, and I'm gonna do this off camera. I do have a tutorial linked below in case you're interested. But the brows are done and we're gonna go in with our eyeshadow primer. This is my Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion, which is becoming my favorite eyeshadow primer again because it's very hydrating for the colder winter months. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of my Urban Decay Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer in the shade Dark Neutral just beneath my brows to help clean up the shape of the brows and help to conceal any of those stray hairs that didn't get tweezed, you know, during our regular grooming session. And I'll blend that out using my Anastasia Beverly Hills number 18 concealer brush to create a very sharp shape on that underside of the brow. And I'll blend out the excess concealer with this. This is actually a Zoeva blending brush. It's similar to the Real Techniques crease brush, but it's just one that I had handy and I picked it up. I'm also going to apply a little bit of eyeshadow base. For this, I'm using my Lane Low Paint Pot from MAC, which is just my go-to neutral eyeshadow base. It leaves a matte finish to the lids, and it's really great for picking up color of the eyeshadows and intensifying them. I'm going to my go-to blend-in crease shade from Makeup Forever. It's the M650 Cookie. When was the last time I pulled out M650 Cookie, guys? You know this is my favorite transition shade, and I'm just buffing that in my crease area using one of my Urban Decay blend-in brushes. This is the Smoky Crease E201 brush. And then I'm going in with this shimmery silver taupe shade. This is D552 Crystalline Gray Beige from Makeup Forever. And I'm applying that all over my lids using my Eddie Funkhouser eye shader brush. And as you can see, it's a very sparkly color. The D eyeshadows from Makeup Forever, the ones that have the D prefix, are actually a bit of a chunky finish. They do have shimmer and sparkle to them, so be very careful when blending these out. Now I wanted to try a bright blue shade, so I'm going in with this Starlit powder from Makeup Forever. It's number 19, and it's a beautiful cobalt blue, and I'm applying that on the outer lid and outer crease area using my Eddie Funkhouser large crease brush. You can see this color kind of fades out a little bit, so I wasn't too happy with the intensity. I think I have to use it either damp or with a stickier base to really get great color payoff. So I'm going to grab my go-to tried and true blue. This is from NARS. It's the shade China Blue. It's a matte, beautiful, velvety navy blue shade. It's so gorgeous, and I'm gonna use that just to smoke out and deepen up that outer lid and outer V area, making sure that I blend around the edges. And since I made a little bit of a mess on that outer lid area, I'm gonna clean up the shape with a charcoal Q-tip from Sephora and a little bit of Bioderma just to sharpen up the shape and give it that nice cut shape, kind of like a winged eyeliner without having an actual winged eyeliner down. Now, to further define that shape, I'm going to grab the China Blue eyeshadow on my pencil brush from Eddie Funkhouser and just create that sharp outer outline to that outer V and outer crease area and really intensify and deepen that navy blue. As you can see, this blue is so rich and I just love this blue, guys. It's so velvety and creamy. And then I'll blend out the edges very lightly with a small blending brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the A25 small blending brush. I'm trying out these new Anastasia brushes to see how I like them. Now for my highlight, I'm using, of course, the Makeup Geek Mirage eyeshadow. I need to switch it up. I always fall back to this eyeshadow for my highlight, but I love it so much. So I'm applying that under my brows using my MAC 252 large shader brush. And I'm making sure that I blend it in with that crease color and that brow bone color so it's nice and seamless, and I can buff out a little edge of that blue as well. Now, I can't put these down. It's another one of the Stila Magnificent Metals. This is one of their summer shades. It's the shade Into the Blue, which is kind of a violet blue shift. It's really gorgeous, and I'm just applying that more on the outer lid area. I'm not really going onto the center of the lid or the beginning of the lid. So I'm applying it very strategically just on that outer edge without overwhelming the blue. And then I'll blend out the edges using a MAC 283 synthetic blender brush just to, you know, make sure that we have a nice seamless blend with the glitter and the eyeshadows. For my skin, we're going to go in with my Argan Finishing Balm from Josie Maran. I'm going to apply that all over my skin and blend it in. This is a great finishing balm. It helps to moisturize your skin as well as prep your skin and prime your skin for foundation, and it helps your foundation wear and look a little bit better throughout the day. For my foundation, I'm actually going to use the Air Flash Spray Foundation from Dior, and you have to make sure that you shake this really well so you mix the pigment in with the spray foundation. This is the shade 501, and it's one of their additional shades, and I'm going to apply that using my Hourglass Vanish Foundation brush, and I'm just going to buff that into my skin. As you can see, it's a great shade match, so I do think their extension to their shade range has been a great improvement. You can check it out if you've ever been interested to see if they finally have a shade that matches your skin. The one that I had before, which was the darkest shade, was a little bit too pink, but this one is nice and golden, and it blends in very nicely with my skin. I will say though that it doesn't give really full coverage, or maybe I was just not applying enough, or I needed to use a different brush or a different method. But I just didn't feel like I had the coverage that I wanted from this foundation. So I'm actually going to amp it up a bit by grabbing my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in the shade Cocoa, which, yeah, I'm mixing a drugstore foundation in with this to save the day. And this really did make my skin look a lot better than the Dior Air Flash one. So if you're asking me, I would recommend checking out some foundations in the drugstore. I've been trying out more drugstore products, and I've been really having a great time finding some real gems in the drugstore. Now I'm going in with my Shape Tape Concealer in the shade, I believe this is Deep, or is it Dark? I'm just going to apply that under my eyes. It is the shade Deep. And I don't love this concealer. I'm going to be honest with you. It does not top my Urban Decay concealer at all, but we're going to work with it. I'm blending this out using my L'Oreal Contour Blender. I haven't been using the foundation blender at all. I really love the contour blender because it gets right under my eyes because of the shape of it, and it allows me to add a little bit of definition on that eyeshadow area in case I wanted to sharpen up the shape. So I do like the shape of the contour blender. Now we're going to set everything in place using my favorite powder foundation. This is from Urban Decay. It's the Ultra Definition Powder Foundation. And you guys are going to laugh at me when you see my haul with these powders. I literally got about 8 of them as backups when they had the 50% off sale. Listen, I needed backups on backups because there was no way I was going to run out of this powder. So I'm just pouncing that over my skin using my Tarte Powder Player Kabuki brush. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish up the eyes. I'm going in with the shade Pinky Clay. I think this is I542. This is an iridescent shade, so it doesn't have that glitter in it. And I'm popping that on my inner tear duct using my R41 pencil brush from Morphe. I'm just going to blend out the edges of that color. And I really love this for an inner tear duct highlight too. It's a very subtle shade, but it still gives a pop to that inner tear duct. And I'll make sure I blend out the edges so there are no harsh lines, and it blends seamlessly with the other eyeshadows that we have on the lid and crease area. Now let's go ahead and apply a little bit of mascara primer. This is my L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara Primer, just to plump up and really volumize those lashes. I really love this mascara primer, and it's at the drugstore at a very reasonable price. I'm using this primer because I'm going in with this CoverGirl Plumpify Mascara, which I am so mad that I spent this much money on this mascara because it really doesn't do very much, and I'm hoping that I can still get use out of it with this mascara primer, and hopefully it can give me a little bit more volume. But as you can see, even with the mascara primer, it's still not giving me a lot of volume at all. So I really don't recommend this mascara at all. Now I'm going to go on my lower lash line with Abysmal Blue from Makeup Forever. This is a satin shade, and I'm applying that on my lower lash line using a matte 242 just to apply a little bit of color and smokiness to that lower lash line area. And I'm pulling it all the way into my inner tear duct. And then I'll blend out the edges using the China Blue eyeshadow from NARS. I want to add a little bit more depth and dimension to this look. So I'm making sure I smoke it out with this deeper China Blue, and then I'll blend out the edges again with the Anastasia Beverly Hills number A25 blending brush to make sure that it's nice and smoky and there are no harsh lines. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of waterline liner. This is the L'Oreal Silkissime Cobalt Blue eyeliner, and I'm just applying that to my lower waterline for a pop of blue, and then I'll go in with my lower lash mascara, which is my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara, which really grabs onto those lower lashes and intensifies it, which we need in this look because you need it to stand out against the smokiness and the blue on that lower lash line and lower waterline. Now I'm going to intensify that lower waterline with my Sephora Colorful Shadow and Liner in the shade My Boyfriend's Jeans because I need that blue to really pop. I applied my lashes off camera, but they're the Kiss Look So Natural lashes in the style Flirty, which are nice and simple, subtle lashes. And now I'm going in with my blush, which is my Black Up number 05 blush. It's a apricot orangey shade, and I'm popping that on my cheeks using my Chikuhodo T4 blush brush, and I'm just building that color up on my cheeks. And a nice warm coral blush goes really well with cool blue tones on the eyes, so that's why I'm using this shade. And then I will go in with a little bronzer contour color, and this is my pressed powder from NARS in the shade Valley, and I'm applying that using my beloved Sonia Kashuk striped brush. I really love this brush. I can't get over it. I was trying to find another one so I could buy the set again, but I felt that was too much. But I really love this brush. It's a great brush for applying contour and chiseling out the face and applying a little bit of dimension. Now for my highlight, I'm grabbing this Alexis Ren and Colourpop duo. This is the shade She's Here to Stay highlighter, and I'm just popping that on the high points of my cheeks using my small brush from Morphe Cosmetics and just blending that over my cheeks. It's a yellow bronzy highlight color, and it's just, I don't know that I love it. It's a little bit too chunky for me, but it still gives a beautiful look to the cheeks. And then I'll go in with the bronzer side and just try to blend that together with the blush and the highlight. And now I'm going to set my under eyes using my La Prairie Cellular Treatment Powder in the shade Translucent 2. And I'm applying that directly under my eyes, again using my Contour Blender Sponge from L'Oreal. And this powder just gives a very flawless airbrush look to the under eye area. It really smooths out the skin and covers any lines and wrinkles. And now we're going for the lips. For the lips, I'm going to use this matte gloss from LA Girl. It's a flat finish shade gloss, Floor, and it's a beautiful subdued peachy nude shade. And I'm going to apply that all over my lips. And I'm going to fill in and outline my lips with the color. It's a really beautiful lip that, again, ties in with the blue on the eyes. It's like a nice, beautiful contrasting color from the cool blue to a warmer, corally, peachy nude lip. And once that dries down and sets in place, I'm going to top it with the Laura Geller Color Luster Lip Gloss in the shade Rosy Tart, which is, again, a peachy nude color. And I'm just going to go over it to give it a more glossy finish.
And this gloss actually layers well over this liquid lipstick, which I was surprised by because the liquid lipstick is a little bit dry and a little bit tacky. So we'll see. I'll test these out some more. They're not my favorite formula so far, but they're decent at a price of $3.99. I mean, what am I going to really expect? But it makes a really beautiful lip with this gloss.
Alright guys, so this is the completed look, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the Get Ready With Me video. I actually really like how this glitter eyeshadow turned out. I was a little skeptical at first because people were saying that these are not as pigmented or not as good as the original ones, and I think the issue is that these are a little bit watery and they're a little bit separated, so you do have to mix it around. So what I did was I just unscrewed it a little bit, worked the product around with the wand in the actual tube, and then I did a little bit of shaking to get everything mixed back together, and I did get the pigmentation I needed, and I don't need any more pigmentation than that. So if the pigmentation that I got from this is the issue, I'm happy with it. So I did overall really love how that glitter shadow worked out, and I've been loving these. I think in an upcoming favorites video these will be included, but I absolutely love them. The hype is warranted. It is worth it to check out at least one of these shades. And hopefully you enjoyed seeing me put some of these newer products to work and seeing how they would perform in actual use. And yeah, I actually like this lip as well. It's a nice peachy lip. This is a nice summer lip, right? But anyway, as usual, I'll go ahead and leave a full list of the products used down below in the description box, as well as links to where you can find them. Those links are affiliate links, which means if you make a purchase through that link, I do get a small commission off that purchase. It doesn't change the actual retail price, so if you purchased it on your own in store, it would still be the same price. It's just that I get an actual sales commission if you use that link. If you're not comfortable with that, just feel free to pick them up in store again or online through your regular website, Sephora, ULTA, Nordstrom. That's where I usually shop, and that's where I usually leave the links to. Those are the websites I use myself. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter page where you should be following me along as well. And until my next video, which will be very soon, thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for the support. Bye guys.